Hello, guys, and welcome back to the CMH Formula One 1991 Winter Series season. Uh, Back again after the second leg of the double header. Of course, yesterday, if you didn't catch it, we had the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola, and today we have got a race at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico. So we've just had qualifying, and the order is on your left on the timing tower, and we can go through that grid, through that order now. So on pole position for today's race, we have Pascal Mikula once again, showing who's boss really. 20 points already. He's on the maximum. Can he make it another win? Only time will tell. Next up, we have Juan Guerrero. He's on track now in his Minardi. He'll be hoping for another good result today, as last time out he retired from the race, and of course, you don't want that. He'll be looking to fight back. P3 on the grid, we have got Fulgencio Alfonso, who yesterday put in a stellar performance to finish second. And he's just stopped on track there, back to the pits. But Fulgencio Alfonso is P3. P4, again, we got another driver who had a good performance yesterday. It's Lucas Burnett, who almost spins into Pascal Mikula's pit. But yeah, Lucas Burnett is lining up fourth. So heading up the third row of the grid, we've got Juan Rapido, who blew his engine up in spectacular fashion yesterday. Lining at P5, he'll be hoping for another. He'll be hoping for a better race. And in what's going to be P6, we've got Damir Kurako, who got driver of the day yesterday, I should say. So congratulations to him. Anyway, P7 on the grid, we've got Eris Bataz in his Coloni. Another good qualifying for him on a very fast circuit. He'll be hoping to perhaps snag some points in that car. And down to this is going to get confusing, seeing as they're all on track. I believe next up is Joe Gillett. I don't think Jack Agnes qualified. I think it's Joe Gillett now. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'll go quick here because people are doing laps. I believe the order is Gillett, Mayo, Gomez, Stiga, Sibagnoni, Lucas Riviera, Jahoda, Ahmed, and finally rounding out the grids, Vanga. So 19 drivers today. Good attendance. 100% attendance of those who claim they were going to come, barring any issues. As Kanzani has I'm not sure how he's done that.
I might want to add that the order that has been told right now does not account for grid penalties as of now, so we can do another grid walk during the formation lap if that's okay with you, Alex.
Yeah.
By the way, hi, I'm Pascal. I'm the guy that sits on pole and actually starts fourth.
Indeed. Yeah, that is prior to grid penalties being applied. The two grid penalties you need to worry about is Pascal Mikula dropping from... Yes, Pascal in voice chat now. Dropping from P1 to P4. And Christian Stiga is going to be starting from the back, both due to penalties in the previous race, which if you haven't already checked out, you may want to. It was a pretty good race, to be honest, and that's that.
It was a very clean race, I must admit. We only had like 5 or 6 retirements, and most of them came in the very early stages of the race, like lap 1 to lap 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
So other than that, we had a very clean race, and I'm very happy that happened. But to elaborate further on the grid penalties, I must say I really bit I really bit into the sour apple there because I was preaching to drivers about how to drive safely, and the first guy to get a penalty is, to speak of the devil, myself. So and I admitted that that was a little bit of a bad move in the first lap in Imola against Damir, but I'm glad he managed to fight back up to third place in the race.
Yeah,
So
a valiant drive from.
in the end, no real harm done, but
Yes.
an incident is an incident.
Yeah, and there was a valiant effort from Damir Karatko to come back after losing so many positions on the opening lap.
Definitely.
Yeah, and hopefully Pascal, the grid penalty shouldn't affect you too much today, as you'll be looking for another win. Can you tell us anything about your strategy today, or is it just go as fast as you can from the beginning?
Well, we only run, I think it's. Okay, here we go again. We have a 28 lap race, so it's not quite that many laps, which means that I personally would be surprised if we see pit stops today for tire changes. Although that may happen. If you look into Sector 2 and Sector 3, or mainly Sector 2, we have the fast S's, left and right sweeping bends, and those things chew up tires like it's going out of style. So drivers kind of have to balance between having good tires for the race, for the straights and stuff, and making sure they have adequate grip to not just slide off in the corners.
Yeah, as we saw a replay there of Marcel Jahoda getting it all wrong on the straights. I've seen that twice now. Drivers just somehow spinning on the straights. I don't know whether that's gearing or whatever. We're looking here at, let's dub him Mr. Spinala after his Brazil. Matt Sibagnoni, one of the founders of the CMH. He's had an interesting time this year, let's put it that way, and he'll be hoping for, a good result today. He's had points already this year, but he's not happy himself. He'll be looking for a bit more. And here's Felipe Fernandez. I believe this is going to be his first proper shot at a race, as I think he turned up for Imola, but didn't really get too far. So he'll be hoping he can put in a proper show today in that Ligier.
Okay, we got 5 seconds till the start of the race. I will advance the session, so I'm gonna mute my microphone.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute my microphone and have fun commentating. I'll talk to you after the race.
Pascal. Good luck. Well, we're here now. As Felipe Fernandez, drifts into the wall there, but we're going to get ready for the formation lap now. All drivers getting to their grid slots and whatever. To be honest, there might not be a formation lap here. I don't know what's quite going on, Pascal.
We have a formation lap. It starts in 10 seconds.
Okay, well, there's a clarification. I thought so. We got a formation lap, and then we line up on the grid and rock and roll. So, everyone lining up on the grid, you can see the bright array of colours, and Juan Guerrero is going to be the driver, leading off the field, as he has inherited pole position after that grid drop. So Juan Guerrero, your pole sitter for today's race. In behind him on the front row, we have Fulgencio Alfonso, and behind him, Lucas Bonetta. And behind Bonetta, we have the grid dropped Pascal Micula. So he'll be seeing what he can do. And behind him, Juan Rapido. Please do not blow your engine up on the start this time. Damir Kodako lining up P6. With in behind him, Eddie Spatars heading up the fourth row. Joe Gillett is going to be running in 8th on the start, followed by Mello in the Scuderia Italia, and Lucas Gomez Tamba in his Benetton. Good qualifying for his standards, I'd say. he'll be hoping to finish this race, but, fight. He's in that Benetton as he almost plows into the back of Joe Gillett. Maybe I spoke too soon. In behind Lucas Gomez, we have Felipe Fernandez, followed by Matt Cibagnoni. And behind Matt Cibagnoni, we have Lucas, then Riviera, Marcel Jahoda, Jacques Agnes, Kansani Ahmad, Federico Svanga, and rounding off the field, we have the also grid-dropped Christian Stiga. I think he's going to be one to watch today. He's shown he's had pace. You see, he's violently...
We had an incident on the formation lap.
Oh no, whereabouts?
I don't know what we're going to do now, but... Yeah, I think we are...
So what's happened here? It looks like Nick Riviera's... And yes, indeed, Lucas Gomez Tamba has seemingly hit the back of someone. Yes, he has. It seems that Joe Gillett and Melo slowed down. Gomez just made a mistake in judgment, and he's plowed into the back.
The race will be restarted.
That's unsurprising. There's going to be debris on the track from that Benetton. Will Gomez be allowed to start? That is my question. I assume so.
I did not see who caused the incident, so we will just...
I'll be honest, it's just kind of lack of awareness, really. Not really anyone's fault, I guess. Just Joe Gillett slowed down on the straight, perhaps just wanted to do a burnout. Melo was right into the back of him, didn't touch, but he was also slow, perhaps just avoiding, and Gomez just nowhere to go, really. Perhaps he could have moved out a little earlier, but unfortunate for Lucas. I think he should just be allowed to restart, because that's just kind of unfortunate.
Yes. Everyone get on the grid. We're go for another formation lap.
As we lead away for another formation lap. As I was saying before, we got interrupted with news of a collision. I said that Christian Stiga is perhaps one to watch. He's, shown pace all season long. With his aggressive trademark driving style and, aggressive trademark attitude as well, he'll be, one to watch today. I reckon he'll cut through that field. Perhaps even points on the card, but we will see, as he's really liking to warm those tyres up. Don't fall too behind, Christian. Anyway.
What I notice is that people leave huge gaps right now already as well, so... if I could talk to Juan Guerrero right now, I don't know if he can hear me or not, I imagine not. He should slow down a little bit, he's far ahead already. And Stiga should close up to the rest of the field, otherwise we'll have some burning engines on the grid guaranteed.
Maybe that's what he's going for. Ideally, it'd be nice if we could all, close up and have a nice organised formation lap that, people. It's going well enough, and, it looks like Guerrero, may have heard you, and he's slowed up now. Stiga is way off the back, and that's just a bit of a pain in the arse. But, yeah, not too long to go now.
Oh well, let's get ready.
Indeed. As you can see, a lot of people pull to the inside there to, perhaps do a burnout or just take a different line, pick up some rubber, something like that. I don't know. Either way, here we go as we go on board with the Scuderia Italia driver. This is Melo, following Adi Spatars and Damir Krako. You can see he's going to park it up in a few grid slots. There we go. As all of the cars make it to the back, Christian Stiga is still doing his thing, and here we are. As you can hear the lights going on, engines revving hard, it's lights out and away we go. it looks to be a good start from Fulgencio Alfonso, not the best from Juan Guerrero. As it looks to me that we have smoking, but who knows what's going on. It looks like Melo's got a really, really bad start. So Benetton goes onto the grass, but it is out front Fulgencio Alfonso who leads the pack. Lots of variance in lines as we go through the first chicane. As here's Eddie's Batars alongside Christian Stiga, is that? Indeed it is. What a start for Christian Stiga. As he tries to have a look up the inside of Joe Gillett. As Eddie's Batars also has a bit of rubbing. These guys have history. Christian Stiga, looks like Eddis is going to try and make up all the positions he can. Eddis alongside the Lotus driver, but it seems that Christian Stiga is already up into the top 10 as Juan Rapido gets it all wrong there, letting past Eddie's Batars, letting past Christian Stiga. Looks to be a bit of contact. It looks to be Joe Gillett as well, all fighting. I've completely neglected what's happening out front because we have such a close battle here. You can see the two Minardis there, grass being thrown up everywhere. And it looks to me that everyone has got round the first lap, which is, might I add, a miracle. But across the line goes Fulgencio Alfonso, who's led a lap now. Pascal Micula right in behind, and so too is Lucas Bonetta. And so we have a battle for the lead. As you can see, Edis Batars looking up the inside of Dami Kvarako. As Edis looks to be a little bit of contact perhaps. But it seems that Dami is still defending the position as the Jordan driver is Lucas. He has become the first retirement, and Marcel Jehoda is already into the pits. I wonder why that might be. Might have got some damage somewhere. Anyhow, Pascal Micula hounding Alfonso, and as you can see, Marcel Jehoda has come into the pits. Jose Lucas. What's happened here? Has he just outbroke himself? Indeed it does. It looks like he just outbroke himself and just plows into the wall. That's a big impact for the Jordan driver. And he's out that race, and he's race over. And as for Jehoda, I can't see any visual damage. Perhaps then he's either got some internal damage or well, I mean, that doesn't help things, of course. So I'm assuming he had some internal damage, and he's retired from the race. That's really unfortunate for Jehoda, perhaps just sensing his race was over through that damage and just too much time. Jehoda out of the race. Anyways, here comes Joe Gillett up the inside of Juan Rapido. He breaks super duper late. He's got the move done. Kudos to him. That's a brilliant move from Joe Gillett. Christian Stiga up to P7 now. What a good opening few laps. And, you know, he's still, I'd say he's still on for points here if he can keep going the way he has been. As we look here, it's Fulgencio Alfonso still leading the race, defending from Pascal Micula. Lucas Bernetta is slightly falling off the back of Micula, but you know, it's still all to play for, and you know, they got all the time in the world to make the moves that they want. But here's Pascal Micula. He's perhaps having a look into the final corner. What kind of lines, Pascal? Yeah, I think he's going to do it. That looks to be a really nice exit. He's going to get the slipstream. That Honda engine is super quick though, and the Ilmor engine inside the Leighton house. Oh my goodness me, he took that super close, didn't he? Oh no, what's happened here? Was there contact? What the hell's happened there? As I see LaRousse with no front wing. Joe Gillett is all over the place. Chaos ensues.
Incident between... Christ.
Oh, Juan Rapido. Oh my goodness me. Well, that is a very damaged car. Pascal Micula, yeah, no front wing.
Fulgencio probably had damage. I don't know. I didn't touch him. He probably just outbraked himself and was very unstable. I couldn't avoid him.
Oh my goodness me.
I don't have a front wing now. I don't know how Alfonso is to. Oh, okay, that tells it. But I'm missing a front wing. I need to go back to the pits. Definitely, I think Fulgencio has suspension damage.
Yeah, it would look that way. So what I assume is, at turn 1, there might have been a touch of contact between Mikula and Alfonso. Maybe even a lag hit or something. Really unlucky, as Alfonso goes darting to the left and has to go the long way round turn 1. Surely Pascal's hit him there. I thought it was close, and it does look like he's lag hit him. That's really, really unfortunate, even with the low ping we have. But as you
To
can
be
see,
fair, I was kind of caught out because he braked earlier than I expected. So there's that.
yeah, absolutely. And he just rejoins and gets it all fucked up there. I shouldn't swear. And Pascal just nowhere to go, loses his front wing, and it's all a bit chaotic now. Let's find out what's happened to Juan Rapido. That is a very sorry looking Tyrrell. Has there been contact into the Peraltada? No. Is he just outbroken himself? Yes, he has. Well, Juan Rapido, that is a very silly error to be making. As Fulgencio Alfonso pits, so does Kanzani Ahmad. Lots of drivers having to pit because of damage. As it looks to me that Alfonso has retired from the race. So perhaps that damage was not quite repaired as much as it should have been. And Alfonso has decided enough is enough. He's going to retire from the race. And that makes a fourth retirement. And now leading this race, it's Lucas Bernetta, as we've just seen Felipe Fernandez lose front and rear wing in a collision with Lucas Gomez Samba. That is really... Well, I don't quite know what's happened there. I kind of missed it. It looks to me that Lucas has got some sort of suspension damage. He's going to have to pit. Or is he? No, he's not going to pit. Okay. So what's happened here? So he's out wide. He spins and collects. Felipe Fernandez is really unlucky. I think that's going to be a penalty for the Benetton driver, but you know.
If he loses any wing, he has to pit, and if he doesn't, then the race control Paimon has to tell him to pit. Otherwise, that's a black flag. His car is damaged.
Well, it looks to me that Gomez Tamba's car has not lost the front or rear wing. It just looks to me like it's a little unstable with the suspension.
Okay, I haven't said anything then.
But anyway, we're going to run through the order after all of the chaos. So, leading the race at the moment is Lucas Burnett, followed by Juan Guerrero. In P3, we have Damir Karatko defending from a Coloni. Technically, a Coloni could get an easy podium here if he can pass Damir Karatko and hold it. And that isn't out of the question. As we see here, Joe Gillett and Christian Stiga battling. It looks to me that Stiga's gone a little bit wide into turn 1, but, you know, he makes it work. But Stiga P5, Gillett P6. In P7 currently we have Nick Riviera in the other Leighton house. Moving on past Riviera, we have Sibagnoni in his Brabham. Not too bad. We have Mello behind him. And behind Mello, we have Lucas Gomez, who, yeah, that has to be some sort of steering or suspension damage. That's really looking unhealthy. Behind Gomez, we have Jacques Agnes in the AGS. Then Federico Svanga in his McLaren. Behind Vanga, we have Pascal Mikula, who's had to pit. And behind Mikula, we have Ahmad, who I believe has also had to pit. As he makes a mistake there, he's on the grass. Cuts across the grass there to get back onto the circuit. It looks like he's got some sort of damage. That car, it looks hard to drive. Yeah, look at that. That's not good from Ahmad. I reckon something's still wrong with that car despite pitting, and he's just not going to be able to do anything with it. In fact, yeah, look at his laps. He's almost 2 laps down. Assuming he's just going to limp home or something. Or retire, I don't know. Well, anyway, enough of Kanzani Ahmad. We're looking here at Jack Agnes and Frederico Vanger. Vanger has got past Agnes in the last half a minute or so. As where's Vanger gone? He's gone up the escape road. Well then, that's quite interesting. It seems he's just outbroken himself, despite not really being under pressure from Agnes. As you can see, Agnes wasn't anywhere near close enough to realistically put a move in, and Vanger just decides, you know, I'll just brake late anyway, goes up the escape road, and that's allowed Pascal Nicola to pass both of them, seemingly, or something. Not both of them, sorry, just one of them. And Mikula now hunting down Jack Agnes. As you can see, seeing how much time Mikula's lost, he's lost about 50 seconds in the pits. So he'll probably just be pushing like crazy now to get anything. I doubt he'll be able to get into the points now, but stranger things have happened. As we see
I'll
here,
admit I also have suspension damage on the left front, so my left front tire is not feeling very good. So that might be a problem later for me.
Yeah, more than likely it's going to be an issue with not only tyre wear, but just setting lap times at all. It's just going to slow you down, and that's not what you need when you've been thrown to the back with a massive deficit. As you can see here, we have a three-way battle between the Brabham, Scuderia Italia and the Benetton, as Mello up the inside of Matt Sibagnoni. It's a good move, and that promotes him to P8. And as you can see from the replay once again, Mello, good, well, I mean, just about on the circuit, but yeah, good move. Massimo didn't really have a response, and now under attack from the Benetton of Lucas Gomez Tamba. As you can see, going around the Peraltada now. Is Lucas going to go into the slipstream of Matt? Yes, they do. They're weaving all sorts of ways like a NASCAR race. As Gomez goes to the grass, that's an interesting strategy, my friend. As Matt brakes super early, seemingly. Or maybe he's got some sort of brake damage or brake wear or something. Maybe that Brabham is not performing to how he likes, because he isn't looking like he's going to be able to hold on that much longer, as Matt tries to cut across late, but he leaves a bit of room. In the background, you can see Pascal Mikulu is going to eventually catch these two drivers up, you'd imagine. And that is that situation. As I'm just looking at the timing tower on the left for the lead, as we have Joe Gillett battling Christian Stiga once again. It looks like that Lotus is getting a little bit sideways, but that's kind of the characteristics of it. The LaRousse is going to follow in the slipstream. Stiga pulls out to the right-hand side, and it looks like that's moved on, really. Unless, of course, Joe Gillett decides to go up the inside. No, he doesn't. He locks up, loses a bit of time, but Stiga is past. And that promotes Stiga into P5. What a race so far from the LaRouche driver, going from P19 to P5 with, I'd imagine, like 20 laps or so remaining. But Lucas Bonetta and Juan Guerrero still relatively close on track. Gap 0.8 of a second at time of speaking. As you can see, Guerrero not too far away. He will be getting that slipstream. And albeit that McLaren is a faster car, that Minardi with the Ferrari engine, not slow in a straight line. Guerrero is going to be hoping that he'll be able to take the lead very soon. As you can see, he's closing down the straight. Look how quick that Minardi's going. It's going to be an easy overtake for Juan Guerrero. Down into the braking zone, locks up slightly. Bonetta goes up the inside. And Bonetta, good defending there from the McLaren driver. We'll say that. Guerrero's getting ever closer. I think it's only a matter of time before he does find his way past for real. As we see, Edis Battars has got past Minardi's Daniel Krako, and a Coloni, get ready, is on the podium. So here's Karatko. He's going to be wanting to get past. He knows the weakness of the Coloni is its top speed deficits. So perhaps we'll be targeting to stay in behind and make it happen as they go around the final corner and down the straight. I've just had a thought as well. Is the Peraltada the hairpin that finished the lap? Or is it the front straight? I can't remember. I think
the
it's
the Peraltada is the banked corner, the final corner.
Yeah, I thought so. I was just doubting myself there. Anyways, back to the racing. Juan Guerrero once again past Burnett, and he'll be hoping not to lock up into turn one this time. No, it looks like he's got past, and you can see a little bit up ahead. We have Frederico Zvanga, who's he's getting out the way of both leader and second place drivers. I thought he might stay in the way to try and help his teammate, but seems like he's going to do the gentlemanly thing and get out of the way. And as you can see here, Edis Battars and Damir Kratko are still closer together. And it looks like Damir is going to go all the way up the inside. There is a bit of contact. Edis playing hard but fair. He's going to have to defend that position with his life. And it looks with his Coloni, not with his life. Life couldn't overtake a thing. But yes, Damir not be able to get past. Edis maintains third position for the time being, at least. As you can see, the gap for the lead, as Edis goes out a little bit wide, is 0.4 of a second. So Bonetta is not being dropped by Guerrero, as it seems like it's gone up to 0.7. So perhaps in the last sector there was a little mistake from Bonetta. As you see, Koratko past Battars, and I doubt Battars is going to be able to overtake on the straight now. He's going to have to focus on just lapping as quick as he can, maximising the corners, and seeing what he can do in that V8 powered Ford Coloni. As you can see, he closes up a lot on the braking zone. You see through the corners, he takes a lot of speed. Well, why don't we do a complete rundown of the order? So leading this race is Juan Guerrero, leading from Lucas Burnett, gap 1.4 seconds for the time being. Burnett is fluctuating, but Burnett seems to be dropping away a little bit. Behind Burnett, we have Kuratko. Behind Kuratko, we have Battars, but obviously that's interchangeable. I think we're going to see many changes before the end of the race. Behind Battars, at the moment, we have Christian Stiga, who's come up from 19th to 5th. Joe Gillett in behind in the final points paying position. And P7, we have Nick Riviera in that Leighton House, who's quiet race, but he's doing what's asked of him. Perhaps he can get some points if he closes up on the two in front. It's not impossible. In behind Riviera, we have Mello, followed by Pascal Mikulo, who has dispatched of Sipagnoni, Gomez, and Agnes and Vanga on his recovery mission, and soon to be on the back of Mello. I think we're going to see Mikulo set many fast laps in the process. As you can see, look at that slipstream. It seems to me that Mello is not going to fight that position too hard, and rightly so, to be honest. Yeah, Mikula up into P8, not point scoring. And he's still got a way to go before that becomes a reality. But as he goes a little bit wide, Mello's going to seemingly fight back, and fair enough. But yeah, I was going to say, Mikula perhaps a little too far back to go for points, but as I said earlier, stranger things have happened, and he's going to have to set some flying laps anyway, so why not? Anyhow, behind Pascal Mikula, we have a battle between Lucas Gomez and Matze Bagnoni. There's a little bit of contact as we go through the chicane there, but these guys have been battling hard for the last 5 or so laps or something, and I think it's just going to come down to who's in the right place at the right time on the final few laps, as it seems like nothing can really separate them in terms of lap times. It's just coming down to mistakes, as it seems that Christian Stiga slows down the straight. Perhaps he's made a mistake, or perhaps that's a mechanical. I reckon that's a mistake. Has he got it sideways out of the Peraltada? Yes, he has. He clipped too much of that curve, tries to correct it, makes a mistake correcting it. Spins 180 around, hits the outside wall, gets overtaken by Nick Riviera. And Stiga, I was going to say, he's had such a good race up till now. From 19th to 5th, he's dropped down to 7th now. And, you know, that's quite unfortunate for Stiga. He was in the points, but, you know, stuff. As you can see here, Mikula and Melo still fighting as Mikula pops up into the hairpin. Hey, this isn't really the best overtaking spot for Mikula, but he's got straights coming up. If he can position his car in the right place, he might be able to fight with Melo as they come down towards the Peraltada, if not down the front straight. As you can see here, Vanga getting out of the way of Kuratko and Bataz, as Bataz probably getting a little bit extra slipstream, getting real close to Kuratko. It's just going to come down to whether or not Kuratko can keep defending like he has been. Let me just have a chug of water and we'll be back in a second. Okay. So, leading the race now, I think this has been a change of positions. But Juan Guerrero now leads this race. Oh, wait, no, it hasn't been. Sorry. Yes. Bonetta, however, has closed up to the back of Guerrero as they weave in on the straight, but the gap is under 1 second. The Honda McLaren will be getting good amount of slipstream, you'd imagine. As they come down towards the braking zone, it closes up. Really, Bonetta has a chance of winning this race if he can just keep on the back of Guerrero in the coming few laps, I think, at least. As you can see, Edis Bataz and Koratko still battling away. Clones, Edis Bataz going a little wide into turn 1, and you know, he's doing his thing, he's vibing. And again, for Bataz, it just comes down to if he can get past Koratko when it matters. As you can see in the background, there is Joe Gillett, not too far away actually, and if these two keep battling, Joe Gillett could perhaps upset the people running 3-4 and do that. As you can see, Bataz, I think he got past Koratko into the hairpin, but went wide. Koratko getting him back. As you can see, Bataz looking up the inside, a bit of contact there. He was on the track, however, 2 wheels were off. That's not an illegal overtake, but that is pushing the limit for sure. Bataz, you know, he fights for everything, this driver. In that Coloni, we're going to get a replay of that, as you can see. Oh my goodness me, so what's happened here? It seems he's just cut the corner or something avoiding action of the Minardi, lets him back past. That's completely fine and legal. And as you can see here, Batars is going to go up the inside. There was a gap. He uses a bit of the curb, but a little bit of contact. I think that's fair moves. Perhaps I'm getting too much into my touring car brain, however, if you can't really push to pass, but I don't think he was really pushing to pass. Nevertheless, Batar's now leading Kodako, and Kodako is going to be looking for a way past once again, looking up the inside. Oh my goodness me, Kodako pushing Batar's out of the way. This is what I meant by push to pass. That isn't legal. And I think maybe tempers are flaring a little bit between these two. Perhaps a rivalry on track. I reckon Kodako not too happy with that move Batar's made and just decided, you know what, we're going to send it down the inside. If I make contact with him, so be it. But yeah, that move wasn't on Kodako. Bit naughty, but we move. I'm sure that can be looked into afterwards. But yeah, we'll continue the battle, and I think this is going to continue to be perhaps the most interesting battle. As you can see, for the lead, Juan Guerrero and Lucas Burnett still battling for that lead, and this has been a very, very interesting race so far. I wonder how many laps we have left. If I'm seeing...
We're in lap 20.
20 of 28. So, 8 laps to go, and this is going to be the deciding factor, the next 8 laps of the race. Juan Guerrero needs to hold on. As you can see, Matt Sibagnoli a little bit further ahead. He will get out of the way, I'm sure of it. But Burnett trying to get the win here. It's going to be a thoroughly interesting battle, and I can't wait to see what unfolds, as well as Eddie Spappers and Damir Klatko in P3 and P4 fighting for the final spot on the podium and that extra point as Matt Sibagnoli gets well out of the way. Good job. And Burnett going a little bit wide, just trying to gain as much speed as possible as they go back onto the straight. I'm sure Burnett is going to get past Guerrero here, unless Guerrero is running a super low drag setup. And to be fair, the Honda isn't quite catching that much on the straight. I reckon Guerrero's gone very low drag. As he runs a little bit wide into turn 1, Burnett is getting very close. I will say this is great driving from Lucas Burnett. He's bronze ranked in the license test, and he's really been showing up the theoretically the better drivers, albeit of course he's in a McLaren and not a bottom tier car. But I reckon Burnett has been doing a very good job, and kudos to him and all. As we see here, Pascal Mikula has got past Christian Stiga on his rotor recovery here. And to be honest, Nick Riviera is only a couple seconds up the road. Pascal Mikula could enter the points once again, and that would be a brilliant recovery drive from the German. As we see, Damir Klatko is still on the back of Battars, but Battars a little bit further away. As it's deja vu once again as we go on to lap 22, I believe. Juan Guerrero still leading this race from Lucas Burnett as they go down the front straight. Burnett not closing up really. Does in the braking zone, however. This is just going to come down to where is Burnett going to make his move. Because I see that move coming, and it's just going to come down to what he can do as Lucas Gomez gets out of the way. As look at Burnett, he's closing right up on Juan Guerrero. It seems to me that just the McLaren's brakes are just so much better than the Minardi's that I think...
Matt has pitted, and he's almost losing control there.
So what's
on the front straight. I don't know. He's still running, but he looks very unstable. That's... Ooh, my heart is skipping beats.
Oh my goodness me, has he got a puncture of some sort or something like that? That's what it looks like to me. Or some sort of suspension damage as he clonked a That looks like a that looks like a puncher of some sort to me.
He most likely has suspension damage because he just pitted, so he must have new tires. But oh, he should be careful with that because these cars can snap around very easily.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Matt Sibagnoni. Only ahead of Federico Svanger. Another bad performance from Matt. He's not going to be happy with that. But we cut back to our lead battle. It's Juan Guerrero and Lucas Burnett. Hey, Pascal, you could have been here if you didn't, bruh. I'm joking. But yes, it's very intriguing. It's going to keep going on for the remaining 5 or so laps or whatever. And Burnett is just timing himself, I think. Just, seeing where Juan Guerrero is weak, where he's strong, where he can perhaps make an overtake. And so far so good, and it wouldn't be a disappointment to finish P2, 6 points, but it's 10 points for a win, and that is a big old difference. And if Burnett can go for that win, I'm sure he will. Down the front straight we go to start another lap. Gap is 0.9 of a second. I'm more than certain Guerrero's got a low drag setup. He's just so good on the straights, but in the corners it seems like that McLaren is catching up a little bit, and that is what's kind of balancing it all out. Lucas Burnett still not too far away though. Gap is up to 1.6, I should say though. And is this the point at which Juan Guerrero decides to go off into the distance? Has he just found an extra gear or something to push on ahead of Burnett? Was he saving himself? These are all questions that will get answered as laps tick by, as it seems that Guerrero has slowed down a little bit through the middle sector, the sector with all the corners in, really. And gap has gone back down to 0.9 of a second. Around the final corner and onto the front straight once more. Gap is 0.8 of a second, as I just want to confirm, do we have 4 or 3 laps remaining? Okay, we'll hopefully get confirmation soon, as I can count down to the end.
We're on lap 25, leaders on lap 25, so 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go, okay.
4 laps, my bad. 25, 26, 27, and 28.
Okay, 4 laps to go, sorry. As Battars, is that an engine failure? Yes, it looks, that Coloni is very much smoking. My goodness me, it didn't look like he did anything wrong as he pulled onto the front straight. Eddie's Battars is he going to still run the car? Yes, he's still smoke bailing out the back side of the car. It could be overheating, it could be leaking oil, who knows? But Eddie's Battars is in a world of pain at the moment as Damir Karatko is going to get past. He's still fighting, I will say, Eddie's Battars, but surely this is not maintainable, and that car is just bellowing smoke out of the back. And stewards might have to pull him in, to be fair. Time will tell, of course, but we will see. I was wondering when we would have our first proper mechanical failure, and it seems to me that the Cloney Ford, unsurprisingly, is the car to let go first, and that engine, it has more or less expired. Still running probably okay lap times, but it's just very unfortunate. He was running a fantastic third, and now it seems that I don't think he's going to be able to keep fighting for P3, but you never know. As to be fair, Joe Gillett has actually caught up. a fair amount to the back of Battars and Kradakno. I think it's too little too late for the Brit, but you never know. Battars' engine could cease, and he's seized, not ceased. And as we see, the Brabham on the inside, I think that has got to be the end of Matsu Bagnoni's race. Yeah, he's pulling over. That's all. That suspension is so badly damaged. He's not even able to keep it in a straight line. Look at this. You can see sparks flying everywhere, and he's just gone into the inside wall. You know, almost half spinning it. And he's just decided enough's enough. I'm gonna just pull over as Lucas Gomez Tamba. Oh my goodness me, how's he done that? That could be a premature stop to this race, actually. What I reckon that suspension damage hugging him into the inside wall on the straight, and he goes back into the outside wall, and the corpse of that car
Eddie's is pulling over. His engine has finally let go there.
And there we go, Eddie's in the Coloni. That is very much unfortunate. I guarantee that was not his fault. I reckon that's just the Ford being and the Coloni being an unreliable piece of shit. But yeah, really unfortunate for Eddie's. That's the end of his race. So to run down the order, and I assume this is only either 2 or final lap. I reckon this is the final lap now. Lucas Burnett and Juan Guerrero, we're going to have a final lap battle. And you can see Eddie's Battars' car as Lucas Burnett pulls to the inside. Guerrero runs it a little bit wide. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of contact as they went through the first chicane, but Lucas Burnett has got the race lead. Oh my goodness me, this is a fantastic battle. Gap is 0.3 as we run down towards turn 4. Guerrero looks to the inside, but Burnett holding his line, looking really nice and strong at the moment, but can Guerrero find a way past? Looks into the hairpin, using all of that curb. That might have jeopardised his exit, but we're going through the S's now. This is where we've seen Burnett's McLaren be incredibly strong. Guerrero running a low drag setup, doesn't have the downforce through this section. Guerrero spins! He was pushing so hard on that final lap, and I think this is going to be a free win to Lucas Burnett and McLaren. Juan Guerrero, that was well fought, but close but no cigar, really. As you can see, the debris all over the track. But in towards the final corner of the final lap, I think at least, Lucas Burnett comes out the final corner and he's going to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Congratulations to the Brazilian. That was well fought, and he's going to be incredibly happy as he's going to pull to cruise now. Fantastic race there. Juan Guerrero, unfortunate second, but a second nonetheless. And it's going to be Damir Konatko who's going to get second, you'd imagine, unless Pascal Mikula can pull something crazy out, which I don't think. Oh my goodness, Damir Konatko hits a tyre. That's very lucky not to cause anything. Pascal Mikula brakes so late into the final corner. This could be a photo finish here. He's right into back of Damir Konatko. I think Damir's going to hold on for P3. Oh, it was incredibly close. Pascal Mikula loses his front wing, but it does not matter as we see a car flying. Oh my goodness me. Oh, my voice.
Why Damir pulled off to the right there right after crossing the finish line when I was in his mirrors, I don't know. But
it doesn't matter. We have our top 5. Lucas Burnett wins the race, Juan Guerrero second, Damir Konatko third, Pascal Mikula fourth, Joe Gillett fifth. And that's a brilliant recovery drive from Pascal Mikula, I will say. More points for Minardi as they get to 2-3. Joe Gillett, another fantastic race as Christian Stiga is going to finish the race on 3 wheels. Well, that's okay. Stiga comes 6th. That's a point nonetheless. Well, so where's he lost this wheel? I reckon he's running to the back of Melo here. I think that'll be counted as he didn't really have a chance to hit unless... What has happened here? Well, actually, Stiga could have hit.
I think you know the tire that Damir hit in the last lap. I think that was Christian's tire, but I don't know for sure. We have to look at the replay for that.
Can we get a third-person cam now? I want to see if Melo's hit the back of Stiga. Yes, he did.
The server has already closed.
Well, that's really unfortunate there, but I'm sure we can get it in replay. But it looked to me that Melo hit the back of Stiga. Stiga went into the wall. I think he's fine to continue with one wheel, and I think that's a fair sixth place. Irregardless of the you lose a tyre, you retire all. I think that's a fair sixth place.
We'll have to look at that. I mean, even if he gets disqualified, he's gonna get sixth place anyway, since he was so far ahead of Wenger or anyone else who might have been behind him. He gets classified anyway.
Oh yeah, he'll get classified regardless, but I think he should keep that position personally. But yeah, as we go into the replay, are we going to end the stream or are we going to just watch the replay for a second? As I've got 6 pings, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. If I can just give my 2 cents to that last lap. I don't think Damir likes me very much, and I understand that. But
Damir Karatko.
Yeah, but But if I may just give my opinion, he kind of brake checked me into the last corner, and that almost caused a crash. I don't like that.
More than likely, he was just trying to defend that position.
Yeah, I understand. That's understandable. But I think I even locked up the wheel there, and my tires were shot. I almost blew a tire there, but that's just my personal opinion.
We're just having a look at Melo and Stiga here. That is, that
was.
Melo hits the back of Stiga. Stiga hits the wall, loses that wheel, and just continues going, which I don't blame him for, to be honest. And gets sixth on track despite running an entire lap with 3 wheels, which is, in fact, no, Melo let him past.
But I have to say though, congratulations to the top 3. Even Damir Karatko. They did a good job. I messed up by having that collision with Fulgencio Alfonso, which is not my proudest moment, I have to say, but whatever. They did a good job keeping their cars on track.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic recovery drive for you. 3 points towards the championship, and I think I'll have to look into that for driver of the day, irregardless of the crash that you had. As you can see, this is fantastic.
Fantastic racing, anyway.
I was going to say fantastic, not teamwork, but sportsmanship for Melo. Makes a mistake with Stiga and lets him pass after he's lost 1 wheel, and he's driving on 3 wheels. And Melo lets Stiga have 6th place here. You can clearly see it. I think we should just leave it as it is because I don't think anyone can say anything negative about this. This is just great sportsmanship, and Stiga deserved P6, I guess. And yep. Doing a formation finish as well. Lovely. Well, anyway, yeah, Stiga just pulls over right immediately. He's not going to do another lap with 3 wheels. But yeah, how are we going to finish the stream, or
well, if I may just hold on, we have 2 people in the green room. Let me.
Oh.
As we are now joined by Christian Stiga and Damir Karatko. Hello, you 2. How are you guys doing?
Good. I had a fun race until the end.
Yeah, it's a fun race.
Let me just start off with Christian. What happened there at the end? All I heard was that you had 3 wheels at the end.
Yeah.
And the rest I don't know. Tell us about your race.
I had a mega start, as you probably saw.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And I was running in a
point. Okay, hold on. Sorry, Paimon, are you still streaming? Because you just killed the screen share. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption.
It's
Keep going.
fine. I had a mega start. I was running in the points. You probably saw the battle with Joe as well.
Yes.
And I did a mistake. I hit the curb in the final corner, and it spun me.
Yeah,
So
I
I
saw.
was stuck behind Nick, and he was pulling away from me because he had more top speed. And at the end, my tires were a bit dead. And
As were everyone's, I think.
the how's he called? The Peugeot guy. He
Mellow,
tapped me on
yes.
the
Yeah.
second last lap. That spun me into the wall, and it was his choice to not overtake me. So I really thank him for that.
Yeah, we were just saying, I think that was great sportsmanship for Mello to slow down after really unfortunate contact coming onto the back straight and letting you have P6. I don't think we can take that away from you, even despite, running a lap on three wheels and Mello, crashing into you and whatever. So, I think that's fair.
I can tell you, Christian, as long as you didn't endanger anyone, and I think Mello, he was behind you voluntarily. I think we got nothing against that. So either way, you got sixth place. You got a point after starting from the back, and I have to say, congratulations, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Moving on to Damir then. How was your race, Damir?
I think it was pretty lucky, pretty good, not gonna lie. I was lucky that Pascal and Alfonso crashed. So I got into the podium third. And then this, he was pretty fast, not gonna lie. He was faster than me in the second sector by quite a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he had the same engine as me, he would have won that battle, not gonna lie. The engine made um a lot of difference on the straights. Like I was catching him so much. I think that battle was really good. It basically lasted the whole race. Um,
Yeah.
pretty fair. I mean, we both made mistakes, like him dive bombing me and I locking up and going into him. But other than that, that was pretty good. And then at the end, his engine um, yeah, his
He
engine
started
exploded.
smoke. He started smoking quite a few laps before. I was wondering what happened there.
Yeah, I think he
Well,
had
we've got him in
aggressive.
the green room voice. We need to
Yeah.
drag him in here.
I
But
think
yeah, continue, Damir.
Yeah,
um,
I want to know more about that
I
last
think
lap,
he
especially.
had. I think he had like a really aggressive engine setting.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be lovely to find out from him, but it just seemed to me that started smoking down the straight. I didn't look like he made any mistakes on downshift or anything to cause
Yeah.
an engine failure. It just started smoking, and eventually it just went bang, and he had to
Yeah.
retire or had to pull over, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
and then in the last lap, it was a three-way battle for the podium. I didn't see much of it. I was just driving casually, like 70%. Like I didn't want to risk it. And then I saw Pascal like really closing in on me, like a few seconds.
Yeah, I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know what you did in that last corner. That was almost. I could see the smoke out of your exhaust. I was that close.
Yeah.
Like
It was.
honestly, I had to just step on the brakes because I was scared I was gonna run into you. That's how
Yeah.
Joe also got so close behind me. So
Yeah.
let me know what you were thinking there.
I
Honestly.
was like, um, in the last corner, I was like, holy shit, what's happening? Joe and Pascal are closing in on me by quite a bit, like 1/10 is the gap. And I was like, okay, just calm down, like let's just end this race. And then, when I got past to the last corner, I knew that the slipstream wouldn't be enough to you to get past me or Joe, of course.
Yeah.
And then I saw like you and Joe being side by side or something. I didn't really see it, but yeah,
Can I give you a tiny little bit of advice?
yeah.
Next time when I'm right next to you and we're crossing the finish line next to each other, don't pull to the right. I was there.
That's why that was.
I lost my front wing for the second time that race.
And Joe decided he wants to become a Boeing 747.
Anyway, no harm done. That those crashes happened after the race, so no need to worry for either of us three.
That's fine.
I'll let Eddie's now into the booth so he
I just
can
want to ask you,
talk about his race as well.
what happened? What happened between you and Alfonso? What did cause the crash?
I don't know what lap it was on, but
Very, very near the start.
there it was very early. Yeah. The thing is, I was on his butt through the corners. Like I had so much more downforce through the corners, and the thing was he ran a high sixth gear. That means on the straight he wasn't faster than me on the straight, but he was as fast as me, and that was enough.
Yeah.
So his top speed on the straight was 341. My top speed on the straight was 341. I think he was on his limiter at 341. I was on my limiter at 341. The only difference between us is he braked about 10 meters earlier than me. And that's what happened. I was right behind him going into the braking zone. I pulled out, and I must have pulled out a tenth of a second too late because it seems that I hit him when he started braking. I didn't notice anything. I didn't have any damage from that in first contact. So he went on the escape road, came back, and I noticed that he was starting to weave. So either he was just flooring it or he had suspension damage.
Yeah.
And as I was thinking that, everything became quiet because he was just coming across my front wing, and that's when I hit him and I lost my front wing. My left front suspension got all bent to hell, and that was that.
You had to pit, I guess. I suppose.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
I had to pit for new tires, and my left front tire, it just suffered through the corners. There's absolutely
I mean,
no.
yeah.
It overheated every lap.
As much
Yeah,
as we'd
I
like
think
to keep
I-
waffling on, we need to
Yeah.
drag Eddie's in here.
I think you did a pretty good comeback, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
From that.
thank you. All right, into the groove comes Eddie's Butters. Hello, Eddie's. How are you doing?
Got it.
Understandable. Tell us about your race. We saw at Coloni right at the front there, and I think you were driving, huh?
Yes, I was in Colony. Had terrible qualifying. P7 was very close to get it, like on the second row, but didn't get the lap good in the end. Then Rice dropped to the P9, but quickly got back up. Then I just started closing on, and I think somebody crashed also in front, so I quickly got back to P4. From the start, tried to attack. I don't know who was in P3.
Me.
That was Damir, but yeah.
Yes. And then from lap 10, I catch him. Then I just started fighting. And every time when I got in front, I knew that I had to kind of kill the engine to make sure that I have better speed so he cannot overtake me in the long straight. But in the end, it backfired and kind of killed my engine two laps before the end.
So what happened? What happened at the end then? Did you overheat? Did your engine just overheat, or did you rev it too high?
I didn't overheat it; it just died.
Okay, well, because the thing is, we noticed you were smoking about 3 or 4 laps before it finally blew up.
So all that I was
So-
even more on less power. It started smoking because it's dropped below 50%, and when I hit 48, it died.
Okay, so in that sense, well, I think you might have revved it a little bit too much. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't drive that car, but when you say you just lost power and stuff like that, then
I have to rev it all the time because
that's really tough luck, I must say.
I rev it all the time because every time I have to put it in the higher gear, it just goes kind of like in neutral, so I have to a little blip it, and then it has power again. So pretty much all the time, every time when I change gears, I over rev the engine.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely as well, it's not helped by the fact that you're outperforming
Oh.
that colony massively, pushing it to heights that it shouldn't be at. To,
Well, I knew that I
yeah.
had the meme set up, so I just memed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I had a terrible setup. I mean, if if we literally had the same engine, I think Edis would have beat me by
Yeah.
quite a bit.
I think I would beat everybody here. I'm sorry, but with the Williams, it's like 8 seconds faster than
Yeah,
Colony.
it's not a lie.
And then I'm pushing
Well,
this.
yeah, the Williams. Well, I mean, that's why only the slower drivers get the Williams. So
Yes, but
yeah,
still,
that's why. That's kind of why.
next car is like 4-5 seconds slower only, and I'm pushing this car, this rubbish, to the podium almost.
But yeah, that's more or less the interviews dealt with.
I wish we got I wish we got the two winner winner and runner up here, but sadly I think they're kind of involved in a discussion up above.
Oh no.
I want to say that my teammate is not very smart.
Yeah.
That would be Kanzani, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knocked his front wing off he went in the back of Wenger on the grid,
Ah,
and then he
wow.
started without a front wing.
Did he? Oh god.
He
Well,
pitted 4 times, so I don't know what he was trying to do. The thing is, I get what he was trying to do. He wanted that suspension damage repaired. The problem is that doesn't work. You would have to replace the whole. You would
Car.
have to
Unit.
replace the whole unit. Yeah, and that just doesn't work. No.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone can agree that it was an exciting race, nonetheless. Of
You
where you finished, and guys, looking forward to next time out. I wish
Yeah.
I could tell you which race it was, but I
The
seem
next
to have forgotten.
Silverstone.
coming up. Okay, coming up on Classic Motorsport
Probably.
Hub next week, we have the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and after that, I think it is the German Grand Prix at
Yeah,
Hockenheim.
more than likely.
So tune into that, and I just want to say with Christian, Damir, Eddies, myself, Paimon as the stream host, and Alex in the commentary booth, it's so long from Mexico City. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
bye.